Okay, folks, I guess it's 1 o'clock, so we can start. I'd like to thank everyone for attending the Committee of Adjustment meeting, and I'd like to remind everyone as we get underway that this meeting is in person and online through Zoom and is being recorded. Everyone online will be muted with the exception of committee members and staff. All comments and questions are to be directed through the chair from committee members, staff, and the public. I'd like to remind the committee members that you must speak into the microphone so everyone online and in person can hear you. For those attendees that are online, your video picture will not be displayed. You will be muted and will not be able to unmute yourself during an application that you have not requested to attend unless you raise your hand. At the beginning of each application, I will call the application forward. The owner or applicant in attendance may come to the table to your right to speak with the committee. This mic is live and you must speak into the microphone. If the owner or applicant is online, you will be unmuted. The committee will ask for comments, from the public during each application. Please provide your name and address for the public record. All comments and questions should be directed to the chair and only speak when it is your turn. If you're in person and would like to speak to an application, one at a time, you may approach the podium and speak. This microphone will be live. If you're on the video portion of the Zoom meeting and would like to speak and your microphone is muted, please click on the raise hand button located on the bottom of your screen. Staff will notify me that you wish to speak. If you're attending by telephone and you wish to speak, please dial *9 to raise your hand, which will signal staff that you wish to speak. Once a decision has been made concerning your application, you're welcome to leave the hearing while committee continues with the next application. Members in attendance today are Bruce Craig, Catherine Graham, Paul Veenstra, Todd Robertson, and myself, Jim Keogh. Our staff in attendance are Senior Planner Lindsay Lambert, Planner Kyle Peel, and Secretary Treasurer Amanda Warner McKellar. The first item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Any committee members have any changes they wish to make?
None here.
No.
No.
None.
Nor do I. Where are we here? Yeah, we need a mover and a seconder to move the agenda along. Moved by Catherine, seconded by Paul. That the agenda be adopted as circulated. All in favor?
Yes.
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 And I am also carried. The second item on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes from October 29th, 2024. And do any committee members have any changes or suggestions they wish to make?
None here.
No.
No.
No changes or suggestions.
Nor do I. So we need a mover and a seconder again.
Bruce will move.
Bruce and Todd. It's been moved by Bruce, seconded by Todd, that the minutes of the October 29th, 2024 hearing of the Committee of Adjustment be adopted as circulated. All in favor?
Bruce, yes.
Catherine, yes.
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 I am also carried. Is there anyone with a declaration of interest in any of the applications before us?
I have none.
None.
No.
None here.
Nor do I. So first on our agenda today is D13-2024-05018 Club Island. Amanda, would you like to confirm the applicants here and read the purpose, please?
Yes, we have both the owners online. We have one asking to speak. Hi, Dan. Did you have a question before we begin?
I just wanted to make sure I was recognized as being here. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we have both you and Julie online.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the application is requesting zoning relief in the form of a minor variance with respect to an existing solar array that has been added to the property in the absence of the required municipal approval and permit. The existing solar array installation requires zoning relief from the minimum setback to the high water mark of the St. Lawrence River, the minimum setback to the wetland, and the minimum front yard setback requirement of Island Residential Zone.
Okay, Lindsay, would you like to summarize the report?
Thank you, Chair, and through you. So as noted, this is a minor variance application to permit an existing solar array to be located within the minimum 30-meter water body setback, the minimum front yard setback, and less than 30 meters from the adjacent wetland. As discussed in the staff report, this is a unique type of structure that requires a location that will maximize sun exposure. The staff report before you details how the solar array meets the tests in the township official plan for the location of an accessory structure within the 30-meter setback on an existing lot of record. No concerns were raised by the township department's external agencies and surrounding property owners who were circulated the application. The solar array is not anticipated to generate any undue adverse impacts, and the report notes that there is an environmental benefit of having the solar array in terms of reducing the use of traditional electricity sources for the property. And overall, the application has been found to meet the 4 tests of a minor variance and is recommended for approval in accordance with the details and conditions enclosed within the staff report. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Amanda, any public comments that you've received?
We received comments from the Conservation Authority with no objections, and we've received no further written public comments.
Thanks, Amanda. Is there anyone in the audience or virtually that wishes to speak to this application?
We have no one online and no one in the audience looking to speak to the application.
Okay, committee members, start with you, Bruce. Any questions for the applicant? Or?
I have no questions or concerns with this application. The panels blend in fairly well with the background, and so I don't see any visual problem. So I'm good with it. Thank you.
Catherine?
I have no questions or concerns.
Paul?
Yeah, no, I have no questions or concerns. I been by there many times and I've never noticed them until it came up to this committee. How long have they been in existence?
Roughly 9 years.
Yeah, just why is it an issue now?
It's not, it hasn't been an issue with me. I think it was because of the building and them not being permitted.
Todd?
No questions, no concerns. I thank you for the provision of the pictures, which illustrate quite well the limited number of locations. If I don't even know if there is another location where this particular solar array could be placed. So none here.
No, I have no issue other than why it come up after all these years. But no, I have no issues with it either. So, yes, Catherine.
I will move.
Okay, Catherine moves.
Todd,
Seconded by Bruce. So moved by Catherine. Excuse me. Seconded by Bruce. That application D13-2024-050 be approved subject to the conditions as included in the planner's report and the decision of the committee. Ready to vote?
Bruce, yes.
Catherine, yes.
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 And I'm yes, also carried.
Done deal there.
Excuse me.
So
Okay,
are the conditions anything to worry about, or are they good?
Hi, Dan. Yeah, the committee approved the application. There's a 20-day appeal period, but I will send you further paperwork tomorrow on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
second on our agenda today is D13-2024-052 Miller's Lane. Amanda would
Yes. Okay. So if the owner would like to come to the table, they're welcome to. The application is requesting a permission to expand an existing legal non-complying dwelling with the addition of an attached covered deck. It is proposed to construct the attached covered deck on the south side of the existing dwelling. The area of proposed development is currently partially developed with attached uncovered decking. The existing dwelling is legal non-complying with respect to the minimum required 30-meter setback from the high watermark of the St. Lawrence River, the minimum 30-meter front yard setback of the shoreline residential zone, and the 120-meter influence area of the adjacent provincially significant wetland.
Hey, Kyle.
Thank you, Chair, and through you. So as noted, this application is requesting a permission to expand an existing legal non-complying dwelling with the addition of an attached covered deck. It is proposed to construct the attached covered deck on the water side of the existing dwelling. The proposed area of construction is currently partially developed with an uncovered deck. Further, a portion of attached uncovered deck located closer to the water than the proposed development has confirmed by the applicant to be removed. As such, there will be no net increase of developed areas on the subject property through the approval of this application. Further development will encroach no closer to the high water mark than existing development. The Conservation Authority have submitted comments noting no concerns based on their consideration of natural hazards, and the application has been found to be consistent with the applicable policies and regulations of the land use planning documents of the township. As such, planning staff recommend approval of this application per the details and conditions enclosed within the staff report. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Amanda, any other public comments?
Yes, we received comments from the Conservation Authority with no objections. And we also received written public comments from John Erb and Shireen Palmacote, neighbors with no objections. And that's all the written comments we have received.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience here or online that wishes to speak to the application?
We have no one online and no one in the audience looking to speak to the application.
Hey, committee members, we'll start with you, Bruce. Any questions for the applicant?
I have no questions or concerns with this application. It looks straightforward and not intruding any closer to the river, so I'm good with it. Thank you.
Catherine?
I have no questions or concerns.
Paul?
Yeah, I have no issues with this application.
And I would echo Bruce, no further intrusion towards the river, and aesthetically will improve the visual appeal of the property from the river. So no questions, no concerns.
Yeah, I have no questions either, and you're doing a good job. It's going to look nice when it's finished.
Yeah.
Anyway, need a mover motion here. Yeah. Okay, Catherine and Todd. Moved by Catherine, seconded by Todd, that application D13-2024-052 be approved, subject to conditions as included in the planner's report and the decision of the committee. And we're ready to vote.
Yes.
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 I am also carried. So next on our agenda is D13-2024-053 974 Burma Lane. Amanda, will you give us your read on it?
Yes, a minor variance application has been submitted to facilitate detached uncovered decking and a pump house structure that were constructed with the within the minimum 30-meter setback, water setback, and minimum 30-meter front yard setback of the shoreline residential zone by a previous owner in the absence of municipal and agency approvals. The two detached uncovered decks are approximately 9.5 square meters and 48 square meters and are located at a 0-meter setback from the high water mark of Charleston Lake and the front lot line. The detached pump house is approximately 5.51 square meters and is set back approximately 14 meters from the high water mark of Charleston Lake, the wetland and front lot line.
Okay, Lindsay, give us your comments.
Thank you, Chair, and through you. So as noted, this is a minor variance application to permit zoning relief from the minimum water body setback, minimum front yard setback, as well as the wetland setback for two existing uncovered detached decks and a pump house that were constructed by the previous owner of the property in the absence of the required municipal and agency approvals. The staff report before you details how the decking and pump house meet the tests in the township official plan for the location of accessory structures within the minimum 30-meter water body setback on an existing lot of record. The construction of the decking is elevated off the ground, allowing for drainage and infiltration to continue. The decking is in a location of exposed bedrock, and therefore the presence of the decking is not taking away from an opportunity for native vegetation within that portion of the water body setback. No concerns were raised by township departments, external agencies, and the surrounding property owners who were circulated on the application. And in fact, 2 letters of support have been received from owners of nearby properties. The structures are not anticipated to generate any undue adverse impacts. And overall, the application was found to meet the 4 tests of a minor variance and is recommended for approval in accordance with the details and conditions within the staff report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lindsay. Amanda, any public comments?
We received the comments from the Conservation Authority with no objections, and then we received written public comments. One from William Lascelles, a neighbor with no objections, and a second letter from Dan Shire, Bert Shire, Becky Cross, and Cindy Cross, neighbors with no objections. And that's all the written comments we have received.
Thanks, Amanda. Is there anyone in the audience or virtually that wishes to speak to this application? Yes, sir. Come to the podium, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm actually Luke's closest neighbor at 976 Burma Lane. And
Can we get your name, please, for the record?
sorry, Robert Morgan. And I have no objections with what he's bought. Most of those structures have been there, some of them upwards to 20 years. So I have no objections to anything that he's purchased. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. I don't see anyone else.
No, it doesn't look like we have anyone else looking to speak to the record online or in the audience.
Committee members, Bruce, any questions for the app?
The only question I have for the owner is that the application states that the pump house is detached, and I'm wondering if I'm looking at the right building, because I saw a small addition on the, if your back is to the water, on the right end of the property or the house. And I think it had a hot water heater in it. Is that the pump house?
Yeah, that's the pump house. Yeah.
Okay.
It's detached because they took before the closing date, they took the piece of, I guess, siding that connected the two off. I didn't ask them to, but that's just what they did. So
Okay, I'm just trying to clear up some
Yep.
future confusion. So
Okay.
if that may be duly noted. Otherwise, I have no other questions or concerns. Thank you.
I have no questions or concerns.
No issues.
Tom?
No, sounds like an inherited problem that you're trying to clear up. So
Yeah.
no questions or concerns.
No, I have no objections either. So we need a mover and a seconder again.
I'll move.
Moved by Bruce, seconded by Paul. Moved by Bruce, seconded by Paul, that application D13-2024-053 be approved, subject to conditions as included in the planner's report and the decision of the committee. And we're ready to vote.
Yes.
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 And I'm also carried. And last on our agenda today is D13-2024-054-369 Ash Island. Amanda, would you give us your take on this?
Yes, the application is requesting a permission to expand an existing legal non-complying attached uncovered deck. The existing decking is legal non-complying with respect to the minimum setback from the high water mark of the St. Lawrence River and the minimum front yard setback of the island residential zone. Of note, the subject attached covered deck spans multiple levels and was constructed prior to obtaining the necessary municipal and agency approvals. We do not have anyone in the audience in attendance to speak to the application.
Okay, Kyle.
Thank you, Chair, and through you. So as noted, this application is requesting permission to expand an existing legal non-complying attached uncovered deck. The existing decking is legal non-complying with respect to the minimum setback from the high water mark of the St. Lawrence River and the minimum setback of the island residential zone. The deck in question does span multiple levels and was constructed prior to obtaining the necessary municipal and agency approvals. Upon technical circulation of this application, concerns were raised by the Conservation Authority regarding the development in relation to the erosion hazards associated with this property. Following these comments, staff met with the CRCA and the applicant to discuss any required revisions. At that time, it was confirmed that the applicant would work with the CRCA to meet their requirements, and staff would be recommending deferral to allow time for that process to be completed. Following that meeting, a deferral recommendation was prepared. This morning, we did receive confirmation from the Conservation Authority that their concerns have been resolved and they would be willing to issue a retroactive permit. As such, while the formal recommendation on the floor today is deferral, staff would note that we have no concerns with the application at this time. And following the CRCA email from this morning, we have drafted up conditions of approval. So if the committee would like to move forward with approval of this application today, we do have conditions prepared. But I would note that the meeting in December is on December 10th. So if the committee would like staff, if you would like to move forward with deferral of this application and allow staff to prepare a formal report with complete recommendations, that's also an option. So I will leave it there. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Amanda, were there any other public comments received?
We received comments, just 2 comments from the Conservation Authority. Basically, the summary is the first one, they recommended deferral until such time as the deck is scaled back to ensure a minimum 4-meter setback from the top of the slope is achieved. And then the revised comments today just advised that they reviewed the revised information and noted that at 16.8 meters from the property boundary, the deck development is outside the stable slope and would be supportable from a natural hazards perspective. And we've received no further written comments.
Thanks, Amanda. I don't believe there's anyone here in the audience. Is there anyone virtually?
No, we have no one in the audience and no one online looking to speak to the application.
We have no one to speak to, but anybody want to make a comment here? As we move along, I'll start with you, Bruce.
I'm good with this application. I don't really see any reason for deferral at this point, so I'll leave it there and see what the rest of my colleagues think.
Yep. Catherine.
I'm okay with approving it today. I think it's really important that we make sure procedurally that we do the right thing based on a couple of slip-ups we've had in the past. So that would be my only caution.
Very good, Catherine. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, I had no issue with this application prior to this. There is no erosion. It's granite. Like, where's it going to go? That's baffling to me. Anyways, that's my thoughts.
Todd.
I have a question just around the drawing that was submitted. The hand drawing that was submitted. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up again. There it is. Just the way some of it's labeled, like there's a label for a golf pad and things of that nature. So I was a little unsure about the actual purpose of the deck or the extent, what was being asked to be approved. So I have one other comment, so I'll maybe direct that to you if I can through the chair.
Yeah, so the golf pad is to be removed through this application. So that was flagged by staff as an expansion of what existed prior and one that wouldn't be supportable. The CRCA had that stance as well. So the applicant has agreed to remove the golf pad.
Golf pad per se, okay.
Okay.
And the other comment I had to make echoes Catherine's comment around procedurally. I think personally, procedurally, it would be best to defer it. That said, for the substance of the application, I have no concerns. And, based on the feelings of my colleagues, I'm certainly willing to go ahead. But I think the best case scenario procedurally would be to defer it till the 10th.
Yeah, Catherine.
So given that we are meeting 15 days from now, and it's probably unlikely that any work such as removal of the golf pad will occur between now and then, there's really no cost to the applicant if we do defer to get the full report, correct?
That's correct.
sorry. So on balance, it may be the wise thing to do just to defer it and deal with it in December with a full report.
Yeah, I have no issue with moving it today, but if the rest of the committee members feel that, it'd be a good idea to wait, it's not gonna be very long, so. We need a motion to defer it, or?
Yeah, we have a motion to defer that's prepared.
Okay.
It would say that the application D13 2024 -054 is to be deferred to allow the applicant the opportunity to address agency comments that were provided through the technical circulation of the subject application. That is the resolution that was on the floor when I posted the agenda.
Would we be able to amend that motion to reflect that the deferral is less about the onus on the applicant to do anything further, but more to ensure that a fulsome report is now prepared based on the new Conservation Authority comments?
Yes, would you like to, it can literally just be condensed to say that the application number be deferred, and then we don't have to include anything else. Okay.
Move. Catherine and Todd. Yep. So moved by Catherine, seconded by Todd, that application D13 2024 054 be deferred. All in favor?
Let's get it right. Yes.
Yes. There.
Yes.
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 Yep, me also, carried. And if there is no other business, we have over to adjourn. Move by. Adjourn. Yep, Paul and Catherine. Paul, seconded by Catherine. That the Committee of Adjustment will adjourn to meet again at the call of the Secretary Treasurer. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes, carried. We are.